propping you up on my blanket. So I decided to make YouTube videos, so I'm gonna make YouTube videos now. So here's top 10 things I love about the 80s. I'm gonna say in no particular order because I try to put it in an order, but I don't know if I agree with the order. So I don't know. Here we go. So first thing is number 10, interior designs. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with like interior designs of the 80s, like the way that doctors' offices were designed, the way that homes were designed, the way that regular offices were designed, schools even, malls, which I'll get into in a second. Dude, I just love the way that things were designed. I love the neon lights, the cube windows. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what they're called. The floral wallpaper, which like really honestly carried into the 90s, I'd say even 2000s and 2010s, like, or maybe I just got the leftovers as a kid, maybe I just got the scraps, but you know, like I am always on the hunt for things with that like pattern. Like I just really want clothes and bedding, even wallpaper. If I find wallpaper that's still like good, I will use it in my future home. Like, I'm not even kidding. I am obsessed with it. My grandparents still have it at their home. Dude, I wish I had that. And it'd be even better if it were like stained with cigarette smoke. I don't smoke, but, and I'm not romanticizing it. I don't know. I just like off-white things. Number 9 is art. I don't really have much to say about this, but I think art styles back then were so much cooler. I mean, every decade has something cool about it, but really honestly, I love 80s art. Graffiti art is really cool to me. I can't remember his name. It's like I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it actually, but yeah, like super cool graffiti art. And I love the triangle designs and everything. I just think it's super cool. Number 8 is malls. Now, I love malls for like a collectivity of reasons. I love malls because of their interior design, which I've already talked about. But I also love malls because they had better stores in the 80s. I mean, like my local mall that's still like somewhat thriving, the malls are crap. Like Dubai chocolate, fast fashion, bull crap. It sucks. None of the stores are really that fun unless it's like Hot Topic, which I think even then has like fast fashion. Like a lot of, I go in there and I'm like, oh, I could just DIY that. But shirts are cool, I guess. I wish they still sold comics. Old Navy is really nice. Lane Bryant and Torrid, you can find some decent stuff in there. I don't know if that's like fast fashion, but I don't know. I've never looked that up, but I just don't really like a lot of the brands that are in malls nowadays, or a lot of the shops that are in malls nowadays. Also, what I like about malls is that it was more of a social thing back then than it is now. I understand like people still go there for social things nowadays, but more so in the 80s, you know what I mean? Like, it was booming in the 80s, and I think, which I'll get into at number 5, I think social interaction was a lot more accessible in the old school way back then. I don't know. Number 7 is pastels. I don't know if you can see, but I painted my nails baby pink. I love pastel colors so much. Teal is everything to me right now. I don't know why. Teal, like cream color, coral pink, I don't know, pastel purple. Pastel colors are just everything to me. Like Nancy Wheeler type energy. I don't know. Like I wish I could dress like Nancy Wheeler, I guess. I don't know. Like people like that. I see vintage enthusiasts all the time who dress like that, and I just aspire to dress like that, but I think I'm cursed to always dress like I listen to thrash metal. I don't know. Another thing I love about the 80s, number 6, is movies. I prefer 90s movies a little bit more because I grew up like watching like Wayne's World and like Beavis and Butthead, and I think the Beavis and Butthead movie came out in the 90s, or maybe that was 2000s. I don't even know. Mrs. Doubtfire, Matilda. I grew up watching those a lot of the time, but the 80s had some good ones too that I used to watch, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Goonies, Ghostbusters. The 80s had some good movies. I know a lot of people like The Breakfast Club. I don't really like it that much. I think it's kind of overrated, but I can understand why a lot of people like it. The Outsiders is pretty good. Stand By Me is pretty good. I mean, they have some good movies in the 80s. Like, the 80s was a pretty prime time for art and everything like that. Number 5 is the simplicity of the 80s. I don't know, like, things just seemed simpler. Obviously now, like, it's the future, things are supposed to be a little bit more simpler, but I think we kind of, as we try to be innovative, we actively make things harder for ourselves, if that makes sense. Like, I can't escape AI, and it actually makes things so difficult because it can spread so much misinformation or like fake videos and photos, and sometimes it gets harder to spot those. Like, I hate it. I just like the simplicity of knowing that nothing was AI. I mean, things were fake sometimes, but practical effects were pretty awesome. And like tapes, like cassettes and VHSs, like they're so nice. And eventually like CDs, just Walkmans, just cassette players in general, like, just the simplicity was everything. And not just the simplicity of technology, but also the simplicity of socializing is admirable to me. Is that the word? Admirable? I don't know. Admirable? I think it's admirable. It's so great because back then we didn't really, as much as I love the internet and it opens a lot of new doors for us, I think it was a lot easier back then, at least a lot more accessible back then, to have like social gatherings in person. Personally, I learned better in person, and like I went online to avoid bullying, and like, I mean, it's easier, I guess, but it's also like I would much rather have like one-on-one like talks with my teachers, you know. And like I take guitar lessons, and I would never want to do that like over FaceTime or something. That would be torture. Like, I hate that, you know. Like, and like I would much rather like to be part of like a group of people, like volunteer group or something like that, which I know still exists, but it's so hard to find, at least in my area. It's harder to find groups that are niche, that get together and kind of all understand each other. And also, I think to an extent, the internet has kind of rotted our brains. I know a lot of people say that, but I think in some aspects the internet kind of ruined us, but also improved us. It's hard to say. I don't know. Number 4 is music. I think this is a big thing for a lot of people. And honestly, I think this is why I like the 80s so much, because I grew up with a lot of different decades music. I grew up with a lot of old music, and a lot of the music that I've always loved throughout my entire life that has never changed is 80s music. I mean, like, when I was younger, I loved Michael Jackson. New wave is great, metal is great, like, everything was booming back then, you know. Like, even the industry plants were somewhat taught to be talented, if that makes sense. Like even the industry plants sounded good. Like, nowadays there are some industry plants that are like, oh, that sounds like radio slop. It just, everything music-wise was so much better in the 80s, but then there's like stuff to appreciate in every decade, even now. And yeah, it's just hard to say, but I love 80s music so much. Another thing I loved about the 80s, at number 3, is makeup. I just think it's so interesting. Like, I'm allergic to most makeup. I have to get hypoallergenic makeup, clean makeup, if you will. So I can't really wear most makeup, but Oh, I was yearning, and I finally found a brand that's good, vegan, cruelty-free, and clean and everything. But like makeup back then was just so colorful, and I just love it, and I love to recreate stuff like that. I've tried to a couple times, but like I just love how we were willing to look stupid in the best ways possible back then, and the makeup just looked so amazing. The makeup was just so good back then. I just love it, especially with new wave and goth. Like it was more of an art and a self-expression than like what I have to do to look good, if that makes sense. Which I know a lot of people still like did it for like good impression, but I think a lot of people used it for art almost. Like in every genre of person, it was pretty cool back then. Another thing I love is hair. This is number 2, by the way. I love the hair back then because it can be anything from big to small, and regardless if it looks stupid or not, it was so lovable, if that makes sense. Again, like we weren't afraid to look stupid in the best way possible. Like the hair was so dumb but so awesome at the same time. Like no matter how big and curly or big and straight, even like big and stupid it looked, it was so awesome. And like even bowl cuts, they were dumb as fudge and they looked cool because it was the 80s. Everything looked cool in the 80s. Yeah, I love hair from the 80s. Number 1, the thing I love the most, apparently, according to this list I made, is clothes. I love the clothes of the 80s. I think we all really expressed ourselves in the 80s with clothes. And I think it's just awesome how, like, there were different trends for different genres of people, and we all kind of merged together and looked stupid in the best way possible. Even the casual clothes were still somewhat like cool because it was the 80s. Like we always just figured out a way to make them cool. Like shoulder pads, why don't we do that anymore? That's so awesome. And like I don't understand why people don't do vests more often. I've seen it more recently, probably because of Stranger Things, but I don't know, I'm not assuming anything. But vests are so much fun. I just love making little vests. Like vests are so fun. I made my Build-A-Bear a vest. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll post that on my TikTok later. Dude, I love battle vests, and I think we all really express ourselves that way. And not even that, but like thrifting and DIYing was pretty popular back then. I mean, it is now, but you know, like people still like did that a lot more back then, and I think it was really great. And I don't know, I think there was probably less fast fashion, but I could be wrong. There may have been still, but I think definitely now we have more than there's ever been. But fashion was just so cool back then. But yeah, that's all the things I love about the 80s. So comment what you love about the 80s. If I made any mistakes and you remember the 80s, let me know. Yeah. So, bye.